A very warm good evening, Namibia, and welcome to your Sunday evening sports news with me, your host, Beatrice Engelbrecht. Here's what to expect in tonight's lineup. Condolence messages pour in for late President Jacob. And the president was a passionate sports fan, says Kambahekwa. Those stories and more after the break. Welcome back. Now starting tonight's sports news on a sad note, Namibia mourns the passing of President Jacob, a visionary leader who left an indelible mark on the nation. Now beyond his political achievements, President Jacob made significant contributions to the development of sports in Namibia, leaving a lasting legacy in the sporting arena. Senior sports producer Jeanette Gauzes reports.
President Jacob understood the power of sports in fostering unity, promoting social cohesion and nurturing talent. He recognized the importance of investing in sports infrastructure and programs enabling athletes to showcase their skills and represent Namibia on the international stage. From football and rugby to athletics and boxing, President Jacob championed the growth and development of sports across the country. Through his initiatives, funding was allocated to training facilities, coaching programs and grassroots development, ensuring that aspiring athletes had the resources and opportunities to thrive. President Jacob's involvement extended beyond the realm of policymaking. He actively attended sporting events, showing his unwavering support for Namibian athletes and teams. His presence on the sidelines, cheering and encouraging, served as a source of motivation for athletes to push their limits and strive for greatness. As the nation bids farewell to President Jacob, his legacy in Namibian sports will continue to inspire and shape the future of sports in the country. His dedication, vision and unwavering support will forever be remembered, leaving an enduring impact on the sporting landscape of Namibia.
Indeed, a sad day. Now, it is our wish that the business community will continue to support the Dr. Jacob's Cup to honor his legacy in sport. Moving on, President Jacob was a strong advocate for the development of sports and recognized the importance of sports in promoting national unity, fostering healthy lifestyles and providing opportunities for our youth. His support had a profound impact on the growth and success of sport in Namibia. Our reporter Richelin Gauzes reports.
The late head of state, President Jacob, was a patron for rugby and football. We are now joined by the Minister of Sport, Youth and National Services, Agnes Chengarero. Can Minister just briefly tell us how the President has contributed to the development of sport in Namibia?
You know, our President was a sport icon. A sport person in a sense that he loved sport. And he will always endeavor that sport must be developed. Even in my appointment letter, it's written there, develop sport. Make sure that especially football becomes professional. That's in my letter even. He was such a person that he will get up midnight to watch boxing somewhere, football somewhere, and so on. Even now, when he was on his sickbed, he sent messages to the brave warriors. That is how he had sport at heart. In and in, out and out, a sportman. Yes.
What is Minister's tribute message to the late President?
It's so difficult. We lost a dedicated sportman. Somebody who always think about sport in a positive way. Somebody who used to always say, how can we? How will we? What must we do? That was him. And really, I don't have words, but all I can say is we lost a very dedicated sportsman.
Thank you so much, Minister.
Thanks.
That was Minister Ignas Jongarero of the Sport, Youth and National Services, just giving a tribute to our late President Hage Geingob, and just explaining to us how he has played a major role in the development of sport in Namibia.
Now, sports journalist Carlos Kambahekwa says President Hage Geingob was more than a politician and diplomat. He was also a passionate sports fan.
According to Kambahekwa, President Hage Geingob, who was the country's third president, was an avid sport fan, with football being his burning passion for many years. Not only did the president root for the Tsume-based Etosha Lions, who were later named Chief Santos and the Brave Warriors, he also played the game himself. During his presidency, he attended many sport events in private and official capacity.
First of all, I'm utterly shocked and devastated. The president was a very good friend of mine. He was a person of remarkable pedigree, a great man of substance. I'm really hurt. He was like a father and a friend to me. I did not have the opportunity to watch him playing, but from what I gathered through my experience and research, he was a very good defender. He also played a bit of rugby as well at school. I interviewed him at length about his football career. And he led Etosha Lions. It was a team from Tsume, which became Chief Santos in later years. They went to South Africa by rail with a train to play a couple of friendly matches there in South Africa against local teams. And when they came back, they were a totally different team. And from what I gathered as well from other people, he was a very tough opponent. He was big and he was a hard tackler, and his passion for the game says it all.
For Kambahekwa, who was a personal friend of the president on sport level, his death cuts deep.
Whenever I bump into the president, he will always say, "Hey, there is a man who writes good English. When are you going to write a book about Namibian football?" He was always encouraging me to write a book about Namibian football. And I said, "No, wait, I will do it." But when I sort of retired, semi-retired, so I think I had able time now to start writing the book. And I've started writing the book. Let's say for the last 4 years, I've been putting this book together. Done here and there. I have to change things here, and it was not easy. It was a little bit tough, and then that was a COVID year in between as well. But the project was done. I showed him the project at his farm when I went to play music there. He invited me to come and play music there during the Christmas time to entertain the family. And I took the book, the draft book. I showed him the book. It was over the moon. He even wrote the foreword for the book. And we're looking forward to launch this project. Last time we met, I think 2 months ago, when Dr. Hage Geingob Cup, and we discussed the modalities, we discussed the launch, which was going to take place at State House. Now suddenly, he's no longer there to witness his project. I'm really heartbroken.
As a patron of the NFA, the Dr. Hage Geingob Cup was established to honor him through football.
Meanwhile, in the wake of the untimely passing of President Hage Geingob, an outpouring of condolences has flooded in from across the globe. Now, messages of sympathy and tribute has been sent by world leaders and members of the local sporting fraternity, paying homage to the late president's remarkable leadership and his profound impact on Namibia.
We convey our message of condolences to the entire Namibian population. We would like to ask the mighty God to comfort us during this very difficult time. As sport can unite, let us be united during this given time, as we remember him and remember his legacy. Yes, indeed, once more again, our message of condolences from the entire sports fraternity on behalf of the Commission.
You know, this morning we, with great sadness, learned about the untimely death of our president. It was a shock. Everybody knows that he was ill, but you still expect, the miracles to happen, which didn't happen. Namibia has lost one of his biggest sons, a famous patriot. He was a patriot by heart. He was one of the pioneers in forming our constitution. He's been the patron of Namibia rugby for over the years since independence. So for us it's a great loss. But I think for his family and his closest friends, This must be a real shock. For that we say our greatest condolences. May you find solace in God in assisting you through these really tough times.
It was a great sadness when I learned this morning the passing on of our beloved President, Dr. Hage Geingob. Of course, it's a great loss for the nation. It's a great loss for the sport community, especially when it comes to boxing and football. Yeah, so we have to accept this. Even though my heart is still bleeding, and I'm very sad right now. And of course, I believe we will recover from this. Yeah, Dr. Hage Geingob is a good man. He was a good man. His hand was always open for everybody, especially for myself. When I was boxing in South Africa, Johannesburg, he used to call me and Harry and ask us whether we have food, our accommodation is paid. And he will always tell us, no, I'm doing this on my personal level, and we appreciate his support. Even when I retire from boxing, when I opened up the Empty Sunshine Boxing and Fitness Academy, he supported me and he gave me direction when it comes to leadership and so on. And of course, my boxers, when they go to fight outside or local, especially when they fight for world title, he always call them to the State House and give them encouragement and also give him something to support themselves. Yeah, so he's a man of the people, and we lost a great man, and we can only say God bless Namibia, God bless the First Lady, God bless Hage Geingob family, and thank you for what you give us, and at least everybody learn from him, and for sure his legacy will continue.
Cricket Namibia joins the entire nation in mourning the loss of not just a great leader, but a true advocate of sports in our nation. His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob's unwavering commitment and belief that sports can unite and inspire was very evident in his support to Cricket Namibia and all sporting codes. In this time of grief, we extend our sincere and deepest sympathies to the family of His Excellency and the entire Namibia.
Our condolences goes out to the entire family as well as the Namibian nation at large. Now we continue with local sports as the Namibia national futsal team, also known as the Brave Fives, suffered a defeat in their home game of the AFCON qualifiers against Tanzania, which they lost by 2-5. Now the match took place this weekend at the Windhoek Showgrounds, where a large crowd of spectators came to support the Namibian boys.
The Namibian national team played their AFCON home game on Saturday at a packed hall in Windhoek, but it quickly became clear that the team needs to put in more effort to have a chance of qualifying for the upcoming continental tournament. Tanzania took the lead by scoring 3 goals before halftime. The visitors showcased their skills and dominated the first set of the tournament, which is played in 20-minute intervals. The referee has the authority to stop the clock when the ball goes out of play. Tanzanian player David Casper Jangangus scored the first 2 goals within 10 minutes, while the third goal was conceded by the Tanzanian goalkeeper. The fourth and final goal was scored by Adam Ibrahim Abdullah. Although the Namibian team had opportunities, they struggled to convert them to goals. They managed to score their first goal through Vilo Lawrence, and the second goal was scored by Maximilian Werner. Tanzanian coach Curtis Reed expressed satisfaction with his team's performance, emphasizing the importance of winning the game.
We started the game very well. We played, I would say that we put them in a situation which they was not comfortable, and they were unable to unlock that. We hope that when we are home, we can work on a few things in formation so that we can maximize on our opportunity next time.
Namibian coach Donald Modise explained the strategies he had planned for the team, but they were unable to execute them effectively.
The plan was basically to press them high, keep them there, play with the dice. Players should have been playing out wide. As you saw, we had chances, we created, the boys were there. Unfortunately, they just could not convert the chances.
The Namibian team now needs to regroup and focus on winning the away game, which is scheduled for the 9th of this month. They will need to score more than 5 goals to secure a victory.